I had some technical difficulties, and I had certain things that kind of happened, and these things do happen throughout life. I do apologize for the late start. You guys know usually I'm here early, right? Usually I'm here, right on time, or maybe a few minutes early. But occasionally things do happen, and today it just so happened that something happened to prevent me from being here at 11:30. However, the show must go on. As a matter of fact, I think we should do a poll at some point. At some point, yeah, let's start a poll. Let's start a poll. Ask your community. What should I ask the community? All right, so that's the question that I'm asking everyone. Hopefully, you guys can see. But yeah, I had a wonderful day. Bar something that kind of happened towards the later part of the day. But we were able to soldier through it, and we made it through that situation. And now here we are. Here we are. Yeah, last night we had a fantastic stream. The stream last night was phenomenal. But tonight is a new night, and there's something else that we want to talk about tonight. Something that I feel like affects a lot of people. Hey, man, listen, man, I had a phenomenal day, man. I had a phenomenal day. Eventful, but phenomenal. I gotta admit that. What's going on, Reagan Riggs? I appreciate you for joining us. I kind of want to talk about something tonight, man, because there's been like certain things, right? Like sometimes, like I communicate with certain females, right? And they tend to use things like a horoscope, or yeah. Well, let's focus on the horoscope for argument's sake, right? So let's say, for instance, they say, all right, this person's a Virgo. All right, so Virgos tend to do this, or Virgos tend to do that, right? Completely shunning the idea that we are all individuals and we all kind of see the world differently, right? I'm not going to sit up here and say that the horoscope has no value, right? But you can't use the horoscope to make excuses for people's behaviors, okay? That's number one. Numero uno. Now, there's the school of thought by some that some people may have put a curse on them, or that some people may have put a hex on them, or that they're cursed, or whatever it is, right? But, it all comes back down to belief, right? So, the curse, or the witchcraft, or whatever it is that someone put on you, that you think they put on you, right? It only works if you believe it, right? That is the only way that it works. It only works on people who operate at a low vibration, right? It only works on people who operate from a fearful state of being, from an angry state of being, from a state of being of jealousy, malice, you name it. I could go on and name the negative states of being, right? So yes, it will affect those people, right? But you see, when you why can't I talk? You see, when you vibrate at a high frequency, demons won't even dare. Do you understand what I'm saying? They will not even dare. The only way a demon or a hex or any of those things can affect you is if you drop your vibration and you lower your frequency. Did you get girl's number or something? Says Milk Tea Princess. No, actually, no. I wasn't. No, but something eventful happened towards the end of the day where I kind of had to exercise, and I didn't really plan on exercising that much today. But yeah, it just shows me that I need to start doing some more jogging. But yeah, something happened where I had to run probably like a good 2-3 miles, and it wasn't fun, but it was something that needed to happen, and it's something that's gonna happen more often in the future. But hopefully not in the same exact way that it happened today. Yes, there was a time I could breathe my life into you, says Shao. Shao, big up yourself. I don't particularly know exactly what it is that you're saying when you say that. But big up yourself. I appreciate that. Reagan Riggs says, got you, got you. Reagan, did you have a great day? What happened today, man? How was your day? I don't remember if I asked you that or not, but how was your day? Betty Swallock said, I was cursed with the horror of being well endowed. Well endowed, says Betty. Big up yourself. That's a phenomenal perspective, right? It's a gift and a curse, isn't it? I was cursed with being 5'8" at 12. Okay. Gift and a curse. Gift and a curse. It's better to walk alone and not give in, says Andy Lewis. Betty Swallow says, I was cursed with being 5'8" at 5 years old in 8 months. Those are kind of funny. Those are kind of funny. Jace does VR, says EY. Don't necessarily know what that means. We have 21 votes so far. 21 votes. Let me go ahead and check on the poll results. So the question that we asked, do you believe someone has cursed you? And 57% of people have said yes to 43% of people who have said no. So yeah, that's the result of the poll right now. Remember, it's okay to take things one step at a time. Healing is a journey, says Jace does VR. One step at a time. Healing is a journey, and every small step forward is a significant achievement. You have the strength within you to keep moving forward. My mom dropped a drawer on me. Listen, continue to walk in your truth. Continue to walk in your path. Continue to live your life how you're supposed to live your life, right? Do not fear these quote-unquote demons, right? Or these negative frequencies, these negative spirits, quote-unquote, right? Yeah, they can't affect you if you're not in a fearful state. They can't affect you if you're not in an extremely negative emotional state. They just simply cannot affect you at all, right? So don't allow yourself to be affected by these things by, I want to say residing, but dwelling in a negative frequency, right? And how can you come from a negative frequency or a negative vibration to a positive vibration? Well, one way is to influence your thoughts, right? One day is to redirect your energy. Where you place your thoughts is where you place your energy, right? So if you're placing your thoughts on negativity all day long, you are placing your energy into negativity, right? So that's what witchcraft and all of that crap, I want to say crap, but that's what it loves, right? It loves that negative frequency. It loves that negative vibration. But when you vibrate high, when your frequency is high, what can it do, right? You just radiate love from your core all the way out. You get it? Yeah. So I do know a number of people who really do believe in that stuff, and I'm not here to say that it's not real or anything of that nature. I'm just here to give you the facts. It's only going to affect you if you believe it, right? If you give it your energy, if you direct your energy toward it, right? So if you feel like you've been affected by this in the past, right? What you have to do is simply shift your energy, right? Shift your focus. Focus on positivity. And I know it's easier said than done. Look, I know it's easier said than done, right? However, who else is going to do it? None but ourselves can do it, right? Nobody is in your mind. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, when it's all said and done, it will only affect you if you give it power. Let's see what some of let's see what the chat is saying. My mom dropped a drawer on me, says Monkey Man. Monkey Man, big up yourself. Ain't no one cursing anyone with a bunch of new age prattle. Not entirely sure what that means, but big up yourself, pawns, 2 prizes. And remember to go to bed early and don't do drugs or alcohol, says Andy Lewis. Okay, let me ask you something with an exclamation mark. What if everyone hates you, even if you vibrate in a high frequency? What if everyone hates you? So how do you know that everyone hates you? Number one is the first question that I would ask, right? Is it sort of your interpretation or interpretation? He says interpretation. Is it your interpretation? Sometimes I could talk, sometimes I can't. But is it your interpretation of how it is they treat you, right? How some of the people around you treat you? Is it the way how you're interpreting your interactions with them? Because I'm sure there's some people that do love you, right? And the people that may hate you, that you think hate you, really when it's all said and done, it's something about themselves that they hate, right? It's the insecurities that they have. It doesn't necessarily have to be hate, but maybe you just vibrate at such a frequency that they cannot tolerate that frequency, right? Because it's almost as if you feel as if you're better than everyone, right? Trust me, I know what that feels like, right? Because people think that you think that you're better than them because you're not dwelling in that low frequency as they're dwelling in that low frequency, right? So you ever hear the saying, birds of a feather flock together? Birds of a feather flock together. So if you notice, a lot of times, people who vibrate at a negative frequency, they always group up and find other people that vibrate at that same frequency, that radiate the same energy. Always. Always, always, always. Right? So just like how you look at negative energy, right? That's the same way they look at positive energy. Just like how you don't want to get over there and get involved, you might stay from afar and think to yourself, well, I could still give those people love. I could still give those people empathy. I could still give them compassion. Those are not emotions that or feelings. Those are not vibrations that those people emit because of the frequency that they're in. You understand what I'm saying? So the negative frequency is just expressing itself through them. So they're already vibrating at a low frequency. So they're just expressing that low frequency. And they just see you, quote unquote you, because I don't think everybody hates you. I highly doubt everyone hates you, right? But they see you as someone to express that negativity towards, right? That's just it, right? You're probably just an energy magnet, man. You're probably just extremely energetic. And people just express that energy from that frequency that they're dwelling in onto you. So a lot of times it's not for you to really take it personal. It's okay, right? Everybody's not going to love you. They should, but everybody's not going to love you, right? That's just the reality. But keep in mind that we're all one. Let me see some more of this stuff. Bonjour, says Pascal. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the channel as well. Really, really helps the channel. Pascal Luma says bonjour. Bonjour, Pascal. Big up yourself over there in France. He puts up the French flag. That's how I know he's in France. Lids.B says, can you say hi to Lydia? And can you say hi to Nora? Hello, Nydia. I'm sorry. That was take one. Let's get take one out of the way. I combined both names. Hello, Lydia. Hi, Nora. How are you guys? Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. Hope you guys are vibrating at a high frequency. Hope you guys are not letting anyone drag you down or pull you all over the place, right? Because listen, I think people think that it's not okay to be upset or not okay to be human, right? It's okay to be human. You're gonna get upset, right? It doesn't make you any less of a spiritual person or anything like that because you get upset. The key thing though is you don't want to stay upset, right? You don't want to stay upset for any as quickly as you possibly can. Get from that vibration or that frequency over to maybe a different type of vibration, right? A more happy vibration or even a more balanced vibration, the better it will be for you. So keep that in mind. Andy Lewis says, but I'm not perfect. I've done bad things. I'm not an angel. I often walk alone. I mean, listen, bro. Who among us has not done bad things? Who among us has not sinned? Right? Who among us? Everybody's done bad things. Everyone has sinned. Right? We all have negative charges and positive charges. Or a negative charge and positive charge. We're all negative and positive. Right? So when it's all said and done, it all depends on what it is that we choose to do. Right? So yeah, there's none among us that has not sinned in the past. That doesn't make any excuses for. And when I talk about sin, I'm not, for lack of a better term, right? But there's none among us that have not done things that we deem to be sins or that we deem to be bad things in the past, right? But the key thing is not to continue to do that, right? Because karma is absolutely real. Whatever seeds you plant, you will absolutely reap those seeds, straight up and down, right? And I hate to sound preachy because that's not really why I'm here. That's not really what I'm trying to do. But I know it might come across as that. But I just want you guys to really know what the truth is, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to put anything in, it's not going to be from a religious perspective. Like, nobody is more spiritual than anyone, right? There are people who are more aware of spirituality. There's people who are more aware, right? Or more in touch or more in tune with the spiritual aspect of themselves. But that doesn't make them any more or less spiritual than everyone else. Because guess what? We're all spiritual beings. Right? I was actually watching something just now, not too long ago, right? From somebody that I know. And I was quite taken aback because I was a little bit disappointed, but I kind of understood, right? And when I say I know this person, I haven't really met this person per se, but we've communicated in the past a number of times. And I was sort of watching something that they were doing. And I remember like the judgments that were kind of passing through my mind, because I was thinking to myself, I didn't expect this person to express such bigoted views or such extreme views. Like, I really didn't expect that. And I wanted to respond, like I wanted to say something. But a part of me was just like, shh, just listen. Don't be emotional. Do not react irrationally. And do not say something that you know is going to maybe upset this person who's already upset, right? By challenging what it is that he's saying. So you know what I did? I decided I was going to step back and just watch and just listen and listen to this person's views. And the more I listen, the more I realize that this person really is in pain. It's the pain that this person is really expressing through their words, right? And I didn't realize that this person had that much pain. But then when I think back to certain other conversations that we've had, I realized that, yeah, this person may be a little bit sensitive, right? And not in a way that I'm judging this person, but based on this person's programming and the way they view the world, right? Because they view the world a certain type of way. I say a certain type of way for lack of a better term, right? This is just all they see. Remember, where you direct your mind is where you direct your energy. So if you're directing your mind towards negativity all day long, towards hatred all day long, and you're just vibrating at that level, then guess what's going to happen? That's all you're going to see, right? Those are the seeds that you're planting. And what I got to see was, all right, so these are the seeds this person's been planting over the years. And it just so happened that they keep watering these seeds, right? And as they water the seeds are just growing and growing and growing. So I sat there and I thought to myself, I was like, yo, you know what? I really want to send this person love, but I don't think they want to hear from me right now, because it wasn't directed towards me personally. But the way how they grouped it, the way how they said it, it was some real bigoted stuff, right? So I would fall underneath that category, right, of what it is that he was talking about. So I was a bit disappointed. But at the same time, I got to recognize that we're all human. right? And unless somebody's thinking about or saying that they're going to go out and hurt someone, in which these are the type of seeds that come from, these are the type of fruit that come from this seed that's being planted or that's being watered by this person. But hopefully, at some point, we may have a conversation about this if he reaches out, or maybe I'll reach out to him at another time when he's not so emotional or so erratic or operating at that exact frequency. And maybe we could have some dialogue, right? And maybe he can share his perspective and I could share my perspective, right? And maybe at some point we could reach some sort of understanding. You know what I mean? But that's how the world is. Everyone doesn't think the same. Everyone doesn't view the world the same. And it's okay. But at the same time, as long as you're not trying to hurt anybody else because of your views, because of the extreme views that you have, hopefully you don't have such extreme views or such extreme hatred. Hopefully you do understand that we are all, every single one of us, we are all one, right? We are all connected to God, whether you believe it or not, right? We are all connected to the universe. We are all just energy expressing itself in different ways. So yes, I was a bit disappointed in them. But at the same time, I've said a lot of things in the past as well that maybe the me now, the more evolved me, would kind of look at it and be like, I was expressing my pain. I was expressing my trauma. It was the things that was on the inside, the seeds that I was planting, right? Or the seeds that were planted into me from my environment, right? That were watered. These were the things that I believed, right? So I was expressing my belief through my words at that time, right? So I can't sit up here because everybody is not at the same exact level when it comes to, I don't want to say enlightenment, but there's not a better term to really say, right? At this point in time. But everyone's not at the same stage. So sometimes a little compassion, a little understanding, it'll go a long way. Right? So sometimes you have to wait on life to really show this person or show these people that, hey, the thoughts you were thinking, the seeds you were planting, these are the fruit. These are the things that you reaped, right? So instead of blaming everyone else, kind of think back to the seeds that you were planting over the years, right? So yeah. Big up yourself, guys. I see some people in the chat. Yeah, so none of us are perfect, Andy Lewis. So none among us are perfect, man. Trust me. I love Post Malone says hello. Let me give you the sign back. How you doing? I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys are still liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Stephanie Carter says, what are you talking about? Just hit here. Well, Stephanie Carter, we were talking about a lot, but we were talking about energy, we were talking about frequency, we were talking about the fact that witchcraft and hexes and curses only work on people who are vibrating at a low level. So yeah, it's some stuff to recap, but you might have to just go back a little bit and watch it, right? Because we have to move forward. I don't know, guys. I might not necessarily make it to an hour today because I do have to spring up tomorrow. I got an eventful day ahead of me, right? As you guys know, big Premier League fan, so Arsenal is playing tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch that whole thing because I'm going to be on my way somewhere. So at some point, I do want to know what it is that's going on with that Arsenal game. But at the same time, I got other things that I need to do as well tomorrow. So this might not be as long a stream as it was, I want to say last night, but it's already 12:01, so the night before last. Seems like a cool channel. I'm gonna sub. Says I love Post Malone. Thank you so much. I love Post Malone. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the subscription. I hope you're having a phenomenal night. You seem like a fantastic dude yourself, or a person, or I'm not entirely sure what you identify as, but big up yourself, and I appreciate you. Please call me, I will not call you that, Mr. Staying Off the Grid, but big up yourself, Mr. or Miss Staying Off the Grid. I almost said the word just now. Hey man, I've got to put the kid to bed, But have a great rest of your life. Thank you so much, Reagan Riggs. Infinite blessings, love, health, wealth, and prosperity to you and your family, man. I appreciate all the phenomenal work that you do here. And thank you to all the new people that have joined our live tonight. Make sure you guys are hitting that subscription. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and the like button. Stephanie Carter says, are you a therapist? I am not a therapist, right? This is not therapy. But I do have understanding from the experiences that I've had in life, and I feel like I could share those experiences, right? With anyone that is willing and wants to listen, right? So it's not something where I force people to think the way how I think or view the world from my perspective. I'm totally cool with you seeing the world how you see the world. I think that everyone is here to teach and learn. So there are things that I could learn as well. And there are things that I could kind of show others as well. So, we're all one. So, yeah, But thank you so much, Stephanie. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here and joining our stream. With every good, there's a bad. And with every bad, there's a good. Andy Lewis, very well said. Very well said. Balance, right? You can't have one without the other. You simply cannot have one without the other. Some people may use the terms negative and positive. Some people use the term good or bad. But either way, you kind of understand what it means, right? Whether it be the tree or the fruit, it's still the same thing. Just like how you have the soul and you have the spirit and you have the body. I want to say it's all pretty much the same thing. It's not, but they all work together as one. You know what I mean? Hopefully you are in alignment so that you are allowing them all to work together as one as well. But yeah, somebody put it quite elegantly, today when I was kind of doing a little bit of research on the spirit and the soul, and the way how they described it was very elegant, right? And I believe it was in a different language as well, right? But they were saying that whether it's like a drop of water in the ocean or the ocean itself, right? It's all the same thing. That's basically rounding up what it is that he said. I love Post Malone says karma is definitely real. Absolutely, karma is definitely real. And you want to know something? The physical world shows us, right? The physical world shows us certain things that do happen in the spiritual world, right? I'll give you an example. So today I was actually having a conversation with a very beautiful young lady. Hopefully she's here tonight watching the stream. But if not, it's okay as well, right? Because I'm going to see her on Monday and I will send it to her. But yeah, so we were having a conversation today. And we were actually talking about, like I was telling her about, the seeds that we plant, right? So some people will plant some seeds, right? And we've all done it before. I've planted negative seeds in the past. I've planted negative seeds. But sometimes we plant seeds of negativity and expect to reap seeds of positivity, right? You can't plant an apple and expect to reap a pineapple, right? Or expect to reap oranges, right? You reap what you sow. And once you plant the seed, you plant the apple seed, it grows into a tree that doesn't just give you one apple back, right? It gives you a whole bunch of apples back. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how the universe works, right? It doesn't just work on a spiritual level like that. It's not because you can't see, touch, taste, and smell and hear, right? Your spirit, right? Energy, the air that you breathe, doesn't mean that these things are not real, right? So be careful of the seeds that you're planting. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I would say. But we are all human. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. So don't be too hard on yourself. You understand what I'm saying? This isn't about perfection, right? I expect people to make mistakes. But at the same time, once you know better, you got to do better. It's just that simple. John says, brother, everyone has done bad. Without it, you yourself wouldn't be balanced. Absolutely. That's a phenomenal perspective. I do appreciate that perspective as well. But yeah, you know, it's sort of when you kind of look at the world, right? When you look at how the world is, some days you have the sun, some days you have the rain, right? You have daylight and you have nighttime, right? Sometimes you'll have a hurricane. Sometimes you'll have a snowstorm. Sometimes you'll have tornadoes, right? And other times, things are just nice and 78 degrees, right? That's how the universe works. That's how the world works. So, if that's what you're seeing around you, if this is really what's happening, the universe is showing you how things work, right? You shouldn't be too hard on yourself if you're not, quote unquote, perfect. You get what I'm saying? Thank you so much, John. Phenomenal perspective. Big up yourself. But yeah, guys, be careful of the seeds that you're planting. You young stud. Okay. Mikey 15 Red, big up yourself. Either way, that troll was not funny. To be honest, if you're gonna troll, guys, be funny, please, please. I like the laugh. You know what I mean? Carter says, "What disappointed you?" Stephanie Carter says, "Did you ask them if they were in pain?" You might have to you might have to jog my memory a little bit on that. Or maybe it's not me you're talking to. Crazy Kid Cart says, "Hi. How are you, Crazy Kid Cart? Big up yourself." AJ says, "Up to you." Big up yourself, AJ. Thank you so much for sharing. I don't know what it is that you... Someone says, "Is this Ice Cube?" It never fails. Every day it's a new black person I get compared to. Nah, this ain't Ice Cube. You have beautiful eyes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I sincerely do. I was cursed with hemorrhoids. Man, hemorrhoids sucks. Trust me when I tell you that. It absolutely sucks. But yeah, guys, please keep those things in mind. And tonight the stream is not going to be extremely long as it was in previous days, days of old. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me see what it is that's going on here. You know, your guy got to check on some things. You know what I mean? Your guy got to check on some things. But yeah, is this Devin Booker? I'm not Devin Booker. Come on now, you know I'm not that light skinned like that, man. I'm brown skinned. But big up to Devin Booker, man. He is an absolute killer out there on that court. In terms of his offense, anyway. Yeah, he's a beast on offense. Hyper Viper says, "Reverse the curse." Absolutely, Hyper Viper. You are absolutely right. Indeed, God loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten son, says Red Alias, so that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Thank you so much for sharing. Sincerely appreciate that. Sincerely appreciate that. I hope you guys are staying hydrated, man. Drinking some water. Keep you some water. Stay hydrated, right? Right throughout the day. Calm down, Shirley Temple said, "Side hustle addict." Shirley Temple. That was random. That was absolutely random. I'm not entirely sure what it is you meant by calm down, Shirley Temple. Yeah. Yeah. Side hustle addict. You might have to elaborate on that a little bit more. But that was kind of clever. That was kind of funny. It was unexpected. And it was kind of funny. So yeah, good job. But it was only kind of funny though. So yeah. But yeah, guys, be mindful of the seeds that you're planting right throughout the day. Be mindful of the seeds that you are planting right throughout the day. And thoughts have power, man. Thoughts absolutely have power. Thoughts the things that you think about, they can absolutely destroy your day, or they can galvanize you and have you overcome some obstacles that you never would have dreamed of, right? So it's important to have the right mentality when you're approaching life, right? Throughout any and every situation, make sure you're getting your tangibles right, right? You know, because willpower does mean a lot. Trust me when I tell you that. But anyway, guys, yeah, as I was saying before, tonight's stream is going to be a very short one. I know it's only approaching 35 minutes right now, and usually we go an hour. And the last Life is But Live is But a Stream, we went an hour and a half, right? So an hour over this. I'll probably stick around for a few more minutes, but this isn't going to be a very long stream because, as I told you guys, I got to spring up early tomorrow. You know what I mean? And I haven't really been getting that much sleep anyway, so. But yeah, either way, I'm still willing to, do what it is that I do. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys have had a phenomenal day. I think I'm about to call it a night. I will be back tomorrow, right? I will do a streaming at some point during the day, and I will also be back during the night as well. So you guys have a phenomenal night, phenomenal rest of the night, phenomenal day, wherever it is that you are in the world. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button on your way out. I will be back again later on today. I was going to say tomorrow, but later on today. You guys take care. See you soon.